Okay, so this is Rhino. I'm currently in the middle of painting up, and I had a few questions on my Dreadnought video. Let me see if I can find it specifically. Von Furman, I believe is how you say that. I wanted a video on how to do the battle damage, and the lenses. The lenses will be a different video, but in this one I'm just going to do the bolter holes in it and painting chipped metal. So basically what you need, just a drill. This is a Citadel pin vise and an X-Acto knife. This is for the bolter holes. This is just the bit that comes with it, because this is a larger vehicle. I might do some larger holes in it too, but basically you just have to kind of go all out and just man up and drill a hole straight through your tank. So there you go, you got your hole. And then you just put the knife in there. My tip did break off last time, so it's not quite as sharp now, but you just kind of go around and cut holes, just kind of cut jagged edges all the way around the whole thing. Make sure you get one that's kind of really deep, at least one or two that's really deep. And then we'll paint this up here too when we're painting the chipped metal, because it's going to have some of that on it too. Probably the hardest part about doing this is actually doing it and not worrying about if your tank's going to look like shit, because the worse it looks, the more realistic it is. So there is a bolter hole. You can always, make it a little bit bigger, make the lines a little bit more jagged, and just add a whole bunch more of them. So there's that. We're going to go ahead and move on to painting this and painting some chipped metal. Oh, one more thing too. This is something I did in the Dreadnought just a little bit, but if you're painting a spot where something got scraped or cut along, it's pretty simple. It's you just cut the line. I cut at an angle, so cut the line at an angle here. Doesn't matter if you screw it up, because it's more organic that way. And then you cut down at the opposite angle, so that you actually get a piece out of it. So that way, actually, it actually does have depth instead of just a straight line there. Like so. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to paint this bolter hole, and we're just going to paint a little bit of chipped metal up here. You need cast black and chainmail. You could probably use bolt gun metal, but I hate bolt gun metal, so I don't even own it. I just use chainmail for everything. The black, it would probably help to water down just a tiny bit. It's not necessary, but I just kind of thin it up just a little bit so it doesn't start clumping on your brush, because you want this to be pretty fine. So just get a little bit of water. Mix it in. Okay. The bolter hole, you just kind of get it in there, just fill up the hole. Oops, probably have to repaint that part. Oh, now it looks more battle damaged. Okay. So just paint. It's gonna be hard to do for you so you can see it, but just paint around the outside of it in the general shape of it, kind of as close to it as you can. You can exaggerate the points a little bit more. Or there's a part of it that actually sticks out. You can exaggerate that, so it's a little bit more obvious. So there's our bolter hole, and then let's go ahead and do some chipped metal. And you just kind of want to do some, usually on edges, things that would get worn or hit more, scrape more, whatever. And you just kind of paint an organic shape, sometimes a little jaggy. Paint the top. Don't forget, if you're painting on a 3D surface, around a corner, don't forget to paint on the other side of the corner. So we've got these right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean your brush off. and get out some chainmail. Okay, so the black has dried. I've got some chainmail, and you're going to be using a fine detail brush just because it's got to be pretty close to exact here. And not sure if I can actually see far enough to have this on camera and paint it. But you basically just want to paint everything except right up to the edge of the black. Now, if you're a good painter, you can probably do this a lot better than I can, because I am not really great. My eyes are horrible. You want to get pretty darn close to that black paint. Now, it doesn't have to be the same distance all across. If some of the black has a little bit more space, some of it has a little bit less, it looks more organic. And organic always makes things look more realistic when you're dealing with damage, weathering, dry brushing, anything like that. Okay, so we got those. Now let's go ahead and paint this the bolter spot. Now the good thing about drilling all the way through and into the inside of the model is you can just paint this silver all the way down into it, because it'll still be black in the center, which is kind of what you want. Black in the center, silver on the outside, black at the very edges. Because it'll always be black in the center because there's just shadow in there. And then the same thing on this, just paint as close to this black area as you can. Probably went a little bit too close on that one. But you can always add black back around the outside afterwards. That's pretty much it. It's a little bit of a straight in one. You could always do more of an angle going around that, and it'd probably look a little bit better, so I might touch that up later. But that's basically it. That's how you make some battle damage, some chip metal, some bolter holes. Don't be afraid to wreck your model, as long as you're willing to paint it like it's wrecked. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.